Good morning, everyone. It is March 26, 2018 of Eric. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you are well and enjoying your morning coffee. I'm here at DC Clothesline. Florida students who begged government to take their rights away, now angry. Government took away their rights. After the Parkland, Florida shooting last month, a group of anti-gun high school children became the face of the anti-gun movement. They were given widespread coverage on nearly all platforms, mainstream media platforms anyway, to call for disarming the American people. They were sanctioned by the government to do so. And now they're getting what they asked for, less rights. And I tell you people, the day of reckoning is coming. The day UN is patrolling our streets. The day the UN is aiding in the confiscation and genocide of the American people is coming. And all these people begging for gun control, they are traitors. They are traitors, giving the enemy the upper hand. In the so-called land of free, marching for change used to mean that you were standing up to the government and demanding more or equal rights. Now, it's the exact opposite. The mainstream media and the government tells us that these students are brave for walking out of class and demanding change. But how is it brave when you have permission? And how is it brave to be a tool of the state? The state is using these children to disarm the American people and unfortunately a couple of these children know exactly what they're fucking doing. Activism is supposed to challenge, if not destroy, the establishment. And what these so-called victims are doing is not activism. It's setting us up for the slaughter. Earlier this month, millions of students across the country were encouraged by the government, mainstream media, and even their own school systems to walk out of class and demand the government take away their rights. It was in no way a challenge of their authority. It was a celebration of it. It was a celebration of the authority of the government. The schools across the country not only sanctioned it, but they supported it and actually punished those who chose to abstain. There's your land of free. Your land of free. The walkout was little more than young people conforming to government authority by parroting the government-approved message in a government-approved venue, even at the government-approved time. So where is the bravery in this? Where's the honor? And their message was simple. Is simple. The message is, we want our government to take our rights away. But who are they to demand the rights of hundreds of millions of people to be taken away? I mean, God, man, these fucking government schools are really doing a great job of making people stupid. If anyone sat down by themselves, anyone with any kind of sense, if they sat down by themselves and really looked at the big picture, they could only come to one conclusion. And that conclusion should be the government is out to get the people. The government has always been out to get the people. You can go back to your Bible for you Bible thumpers. And one of the common themes throughout the Bible were evil, tyrannical governments who did evil tyrannical things. Why would you think it's any different now? Young Americans across the country marched to demand less freedom from their rulers and the mainstream media, celebrities and politicians alike shoved this down our throats as some grassroots heroic political activism. It's not activism if none of those things are opposed to you. Those things being the political parasites, the mainstream media. If they are for you, if they are on your side, then you're on the wrong side. However, it was the opposite, and now even the cheerleaders of this movement, David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez, are beginning to realize what happens when you beg the state to take away your rights. They take away your rights. That's what happens. The American people have had a legitimate or multiple legitimate reasons to fight a civil war against the government. Time and time again, year after year, and decade after decade, many reasons, and legitimate ones, have piled up and continue to do so. On Friday, the Broward County school system announced its plan to violate the students' right to privacy by implementing a clear backpack policy. Clear backpacks are the only backpacks that will be permitted on campus, said Broward County School Superintendent Robert Runcie, which was said in a letter to parents. Now, all students will have to allow anyone at any time to view the contents of their backpacks, as well as wear IDs so they could be properly identified by school authorities. She went on television incessantly begging the government to trample our rights. And the government responded by requiring her to use a transparent backpack and an ID card. Play stupid games you get stupid prizes. These new measures now have the darling activists on the defensive. I'm not happy with it. Why are you punishing me for one person's actions? Tyra Humans, 19, a Stoneman Sr. told CNN on Friday. But this is exactly what they wanted. These students wanted to punish the tens of millions of law-abiding gun owners by demanding the government take away their right to defend themselves. All for the actions of one person. Talk about getting a kick to the balls, huh, Emma? David? Now they're getting the taste of their own medicine, and it stinks. It's unnecessary. It's embarrassing for a lot of students, and it makes them feel isolated and separated from the rest of American school culture, where they're having essentially their First Amendment rights infringed because they can't freely wear whatever backpack they want, regardless of what it is, Paul said. Isn't this fucking ironic? This is the same guy that wants police to come to your door and disarm you and kill you if you refuse to comply. Talking about his rights. These are the same people that denied the rights of opposing camps on the gun control issue at the CNN town hall fiasco. Trampling the Second Amendment is just fine too, David Hahn. But touch the first, which is upheld by the second. You are a tyrant. One of the other important things to realize is many students want their privacy. There are many, for example, females in our school that when they go through their menstrual cycle, they don't want people to see their tampons and stuff, he explained. You asked for more government, asshole. You got more government. What we should have is just more policies, more policies, more policies, more policies, more policies that make sure that these students are feeling safe and secure in their schools, and not like they're being fought against. It's a prison, he added. If you want to be safe, go to prison. I do believe there's a president that said that. I don't know which one, but yeah. The irony of the students' ignorance is astonishing. Luckily, there are still many people out there that see this irony and are calling it out. Excuse me. Somebody named Sean Parnell tweeted, "I get what you mean. It's really frustrating when the law-abiding are punished because of the actions of a criminal." Somebody named AG Conservative, "This is incredible. Hogg apparently now objects to giving up rights or privileges for safety, but only those rights and or privileges that he personally cares about." And they keep going on and on. "I feel like our school is now a prison." Nicholas Frazier, is that? I think so. A 16-year-old Spelman student. "It doesn't feel like home." How can any of these schools feel like home? They're so cold and institutional. Indeed, when you advocate for only government to have guns, you are making the entire country a prison. Not only that, but you're making your entire citizenry vulnerable to democide. Bravo, young America. You have successfully asked for fewer rights, and you now have fewer rights. Hopefully, it serves as a wake-up call to those who think it is somehow heroic to punish law-abiding Americans for actions of a single deranged lunatic. If this ridiculous AstroTurf activism is not called out for what it is, these are the folks who will be responsible for creating the horrid police state that comes from their selective definition of freedom. The horrid police state has already been created. So, again, I urge you, if the day comes where it is demanded that you turn your weapons into the local law enforcement departments. You refuse to do so. You should have a backpack ready with food, live straw, other stuff you need to survive, and at that point you should bug out. The only way we're going to be able to have any type of freedom is if there is an insurgency. One that will fight a war of attrition. If we stand by and watch this happen, the likelihood of us watching our children be murdered in front of us is great. The likelihood of you watching your wife be gunned down by the new Gestapo is high. The likelihood of you being put on your knees in front of a large open pit already filled with dead bodies, it's shot in the head, is high. If you don't believe me, I have historical precedents that says otherwise. The government sees you as an enemy, and this is outlined in many documents. It's about fucking time you started to see them for the enemy they are to you. Till next time, kill the state and live free.